What is happening, bunch of builders, and welcome back to the channel. We're still here, but you're back to the 1962 Thunderbird Rescue. This car was parked in 1994. It had a 428, a new 428 installed in 1997, 1998-ish by my dad. The motor had sat the car has sat since then. It hasn't moved from here. The motor was never completely hooked up, and sadly it was actually stuck. We were able to get it free up. We were able to figure a few things out, and we actually got this thing to run after sitting for that long. Yeah. And in today's video, we're gonna go through, dial everything in, and try to drive this thing back home out of its grave. Dad's here doing his favorite thing to do on old cars, and building the brakes. So Dad's up here working on the brakes. See all the mud here? And mud up underneath the back. That driveway that's paved. So my grandparents here live way up in the woods, so the big long driveway goes way that way. Was still gravel and mud back then. That's how long ago this car has been. This car was parked 6 or 7 years before this driveway was even paved. That's so crazy. So Dad has gone ahead and taken care of the rear brakes here. One thing he did notice, Sean had mentioned this car had pretty rough brakes, and Dad kind of remembers this car having pretty rough brakes back in the day. I know a story he was telling, they were, what were you on, 25 or something?
No, we were on Wade Hampton.
Okay. Dad and him were cruising down Wade Hampton. Dad was in a 67 Cougar in front of Sean, and one of the lights went straight from yellow to red, and Dad slammed on his brakes, which obviously being a Mercury Cougar, little light car, slammed on his brakes, and Sean just about ate his booty in this car. So they were a little scary. One thing he did notice here in the rear, the emergency brake cable is actually frozen and still on. And so it looked like maybe someone had done the brakes before Sean got this car back in 93, 92, whenever. Yeah, 92, 93 when he bought this car. And built the brakes with that like that, and never had an emergency brake, and obviously some adjusting issues. And we were able to take care of that. Dad got everything put back together. The only thing we don't have in it is self adjusters. but we can adjust it no problem, and it's something we can add down the road just for safety and ease of use. Self-adjusting is pretty nice. Oh, you got a spoon.
Yes, I do. That is what I'm going to adjust it with.
He's got a brake adjuster spoon. Dad's spoon in the car right now. Are you the little spoon or the big spoon? Not a fan of the black wheels. White walls look good. Not a fan of the fake spokes either, so I don't know. Not a big fan of the hubcaps that go on this either. And the last piece to the brake puzzle is the master. Some really rough looking lines in there. Some really cobbled up mess. Conjunction box and everything. That master cylinder is completely frozen solid. We did go ahead and get another one. It's like handmade.
Yes, I know.
How cool. At least it's just your brakes, right? That's it. That's all it is.
Pushing or flaring? I think it's flaring. I hope it's flaring. Ooh. A little wonky.
We should tighten that.
And probably. Got a head, but you don't know when it had a head on it.
Down a conjunction box. Or is it conjunction, junction?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Junction.
on the 62 Galaxy, so maybe that'll work for us and we can splice some lines in. That ain't gonna work.
Yeah. Don't mess them seats up.
Mm-hmm.
What the heck?
Went through the booster and nothing major really stood out. The only thing I did notice, and I think maybe what was going on, is it had been rebuilt. You can see the diaphragms are pretty good. We did go ahead and clean it up, reassembled everything with a little bit of grease, so we know it seals really nice. It had the incorrect check valve in it, and it was just like siliconed in there, and I think maybe all that silicone was blocking off this port. What was actually happening, we pressed on it, it held vacuum, held pressure, and didn't release and didn't come back. So it seems to be good now. We'll put it back on there. Now for the time, these are special orders, so I don't have one. We won't have power brakes, so it'll be a little hard. We should have brakes, and it's kind of something we need. With all the brake stuff back together, our booster back on, everything seems to be functioning well. Let's go ahead and get these brakes bled. Dad's hanging out underneath the back of the car. I'll get it pumped up. Okay.
All right, I'm gonna say that one's pretty good.
We were able to get those brakes to bleed up, and the pedal actually feels really good. I feel comfortable with it. Now the next thing is Dad's up underneath, disconnecting the fuel line from the rear. And up front here we have our line off. I'm going to try to pump through, verify our fuel pump is going to work. And then here in just a minute, if you can see me, it's pretty dark. Here in just a minute, I will be showing you our fuel system, and hopefully it pulls through and runs the car.
That's some nasty gas.
Ooh. Ooh.
That's some nasty gas.
So we got it off. Hey, it had gas. That's probably... I wonder why the fuel pump's not pumping then. Hit it? Did you?
Ready?
Yep. Nothing. So that means our pump's probably good, but that line's so clogged and it goes through the whole fender and everything and down the frame rail. That's gonna be a monster. All right, let's jerry rig even more than we were gonna already jerry rig. Fuel tank is in. Line run through the wing window, into this trans line, into this hose, through the grill. Fuel pump is hanging out, and it goes to the carburetor. Got it back together, got our fuel system, got our throttle cable. We had to use a piece of tie wire there, but that ought to work okay. Like I said, our fuel system's ready to go. Let's fire this thing off. One thing I do want to check is verify that our timing is advancing okay. Being a fresh motor, we don't want to take the chance or possibility of tearing something up. So let's fire it off. Let's check that. We need to top off the transmission fluid. I know we are a little bit low. We got some for that. Let's see if it goes into gear. Let's get it back out of this garage. Brakes feel. Let's try to make it to a gas station. Let's get some more gas. Let's top that off and see if we can make it home. Whoa! It knocked itself out of park. I can't see 2 feet ahead of me out of this windshield. It's okay. Oh, buddy. turn it, I can't stop it. So we're topping off the gas tank at Spinks. We have made it a couple miles so far. Have little to no brakes, little to no steering. It's very sketchy, but it's doing it. It's doing it. Once you get cruising, she does well. I think the kick down diaphragm is bad. It takes off in second, but we're moving right along. This is two hands. You can't even see me. Dad's behind me in the truck. We're making it. The Thunderbird made it back. It was definitely, my arms are sore. My hands are a little torn up from that broken up steering wheel, which is something we're gonna have to repair, find a replacement for this car. I don't know why this thing pulls so hard to the right without the power steering working. I mean, you are white knuckle driving this thing. But as we kind of went, the brakes seemed to feel a little bit better. Everything was stopping pretty nice. Like I said, I felt safe driving the car. Definitely has some leaky valve covers and stuff. Probably those seals have dried up from this thing sitting so long. So it's not smoking out of the tailpipes. If you did notice smoke while we were driving it there, it is actually just blowing some smoke from burning oil and stuff off. We're still good at the level. It seems to be running really good. When we get on it a bit, over half throttle or so, it's got a little bit of a ping, and so that probably maybe try to run a little bit of octane booster in the car and kick our timing down just a little bit, our overall timing. But the car made it back. It drove back here to the house after 28 years being off the road. What a blast getting this thing to run, getting it to drive. There's so much more to do to this car. We're gonna have so much fun doing it. Definitely detail this thing. I cannot wait to get all the grime off of it, see what's underneath, go through, do seals. We got to fix, got some really leaky manifolds, and definitely have to get some good sounding mufflers underneath this car. What a cool cruiser. I cannot wait to take you along as we bring it back to life. If you enjoyed this rescue and you enjoy rescues like this, be sure to subscribe button, notification bell, because that's what we do here. We rescue these old cars and we bring them back to life. And if you have been a part of the channel, we really do appreciate all the love and support so much. It's what gives us the ability to be able to do this right here. Rescue old Fords and the 911 and all the other weird, wacky cars that we really enjoy, and we hope you all are enjoying too. But that's gonna wrap it up. Peace out, and catch you all on the flip side.